超好き。もうわかんないぐらい好き。どうして私がいいの？僕まで届けてほしいよ。今好きって言うから好きになってよ。私以上で目をつよろしく。好きって言ったら止まらなくなっちゃった。お邪魔しますいいですか？ノックして飲み込め心の楽観線妄想ばかりが合集して加速するパルス答えはどこだろう。弱音はミュートしてくだらないことで躊躇して冗談ばかりねあはは壊せない壁が傷を迫るでしょう。あいやそんなわけないやあいやわかってくれるでしょう。もう頭を打ち抜いで終わんない愛の抱いてたくないの。もっとちゃんと何してよ。いないいないまで演じてほしいの。もっとちゃんと答えてよ。未完成だって何度でも言った脳を空振った愛の中でトントン骨でお愛子って埋まらない時にこもっちゃって完全主義はスモーキーにこだまする声に寝ないとののとに Not let me going to get the end You just taste me feel I don't feel the same Now happy forced to win this game You better give up and throw your empty bag away あいやどっちも選んであいやどっちも壊して心の目を引き抜いで不甲斐ない愛を愛したくないの。もっとちゃんと楽してよ。笑えないがいやきっと楽しいの。もっとちゃん
Oh my gosh, I realized how empty my room suddenly sounds. So I'm just gonna quickly... I don't want the music to be too loud. I don't want to say it's been a while since I've done like a freaking stream where I actually play a game, but like by game I mean like visual novel or anything with reading. Because all of January I did that. Because mostly I was just saving my energy so I could replay Cemetery Mary. But then things came up. And my internet has been dying. But I think things have gotten better. I mean, okay. There's probably going to be a chance that it freezes up and stuff like that, but at least I know it's not just going to die on me and go away for like who knows how long. Yeah. But it is going to be a little wonky for a bit because there's still some things that need to be worked on. Yeah. But there's a part of me that's like a little nervous though because it's been a while. It's been a month since like I played a game where I read and did voices, so there's always like the nervousness that seeps back in. I'm also very excited for this game because it just looks cool. I like the style of it. Originally, I was just gonna play it on my free time, but as soon as like I opened it, I don't know, something in me was like, okay, maybe I should stream this, and so I decided to just wait and stream it. And I think I'll probably be able to finish it in like a day. Let me turn off the starting soon screen. And then I'll get the game up in a bit. But like I'm a little confident I'll be able to finish it in a day, but there's like 2 games I can think of that are like that I played once before that are short. But like it took me 2 days to finish because both games I got lost somewhere along the way and I didn't know where to go. It's like, okay, I think that's it. But then I somehow instantly found where to go the next time. I don't think that will be possible to get lost in this game, considering I'm not walking around. I'm pretty sure, because I think it's just a visual novel. But, that's besides the point. I feel a little confident in finishing it in a day. So I'm gonna finish this today. Maybe! Unless unforeseen circumstances pop up. Also, my throat is like... Wait, let me fix something. My throat is just a little bit rough, so like... I might be speaking a little more low-toned and stuff like that. I got water and tea at my side, and sorry if I continuously cough. Usually I don't take too long with these intros, but yeah. And at the end of the stream, I have a little announcement to make. There. I'm nervous but excited. Wait, actually, before any of that, just in case, like, I'm assuming I'm gonna finish this in a day. But wait, okay. I'm assuming I'm gonna finish this in a day, but who knows how that'll hold up. So usually if I'm like playing a game that has like any warnings, I'll have like commands for the bot. But this time I didn't, because I assume I'll finish it in a day. So I just have it like copy and paste. I just copy and pasted it. And so like in case any of these things aren't your forte, or just if you need to prepare a little, or at least know these to be prepared, there's the warning. Honestly, loud noises are something that spooked me quite a bit, so I'm at least slightly prepared, but most likely I'm not, so sorry if I like scream or anything. And I'll start. Hopefully, I'm gonna put the... Yeah. Okay. I'm nervous, but also not nervous. It's so many feelings. Yeah, in the beginning they also have the warning, fictions of humor, of horror, mature themes, violence, and strong language. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I can't stay here anymore, Nina. I feel like I'm going crazy. Calm down. If we can just talk it out. So many strange things keep happening after another. Every day, there is this damn dripping sound. I thought it was just something leaking at first, but I check every faucet, every ceiling, every pipeline, and still, I hear it everywhere, constantly echoing in my ears. Oh, but the water. I find random pools of water just appear out of nowhere, just like the dripping. But it's at night. It's at night when it comes. I don't know if it's my paranoia, but I swear I could hear footsteps walking along the hallways, walking on pools of water. They walk, and they walk. Upstairs, then downstairs. And upstairs and downstairs, and upstairs and downstairs, and upstairs and downstairs, and I'm not gonna say all of it. And it goes on and on and on and on like that. And somehow it does come to an end. And it ends, all in front of your grandfather's room. I know this is a lot, but you have to believe me. No matter how many times I clean, it just won't end. I can't stay here any longer. I'm sorry, Nina. It's okay. I understand. Thank you for taking care of my grandfather. Nina, please listen to me. I don't know what's happening around here, but... The woman on the phone cautiously looks around before speaking again in a hushed tone. Something terrible is lurking through this house. I don't know what it is, but please, as soon as you get back, take your grandfather and just leave this place. I can't just leave. That's my house. Or my home. Ooh. When I read too fast and assume. I mean, it's the same thing, but still. Sorry. Please, Nina. This place, it's not safe. I don't know what you saw, but I can't just leave things like this. It's my home. Ba-ba. It's my home, okay. My habit of, like, just clicking or... I just jump a little and, like, forget my hands are on the keys, so then it just clicks. Diner, 7 a.m. It was at this moment, or... in a couple of seconds. I don't know. I'm weak to the two characters that, like, show up because, like, I really like how they look, and, like, as you're looking at the characters more, I really like the textures of the drawing, and, like, that makes me want to add more textures into my own drawing. And it was, like, at around this moment where I was like, okay, I want to stream this. Because I'm weak. Amid a foggy room, there sits a man by the corner of a booth. He drinks black coffee, and depending on his mood, occasionally orders a donut. I still need to make donuts from scratch. And today it was just black coffee. Ugh. I swear I've never seen that amount of paperwork in my life. A frickin' mountain worth of it. You're a valuable member of our team, Hugo. My foot. I'm starting to believe that I was bamboozled into joining their agency. Hugo Laurent, age 30, takes a good look at his his cup of joe, and chugs it all in one sitting. He then continues to grumble to himself about last night's grueling work at the office. I really need to find a different job. As he contemplates his poor life choices, he looks out towards the early mist. There is something inherently terrifying about the fog to him. How it engulfs everything and nothing. Ah, I clicked out! I was too in the atmosphere that I was moving my mouse around as though I were floating. Even if it disappears, it always leaves behind traces. Proof of it remaining. I should also say, there's 2 endings in this game. And depending on what ending I get, I might just be like, okay, that's it. Or I might try to get the other ending too. Just depends. Even in a quaint little town like this, I can't even run from my fate, I guess. Hugo finally stares at the compiled newspaper clippings he put together. Some of them from recent events, but mainly all were past headlines of missing person cases. I really like how it sounds like a typewriter, I think. No matter how many times I see this, I'm shaking my desk, I'm sorry. No matter how many times I see this, it's still just as hard to look at. Fixating case after case, he can't help but remind himself that there is a reason for all of this. An all too personal reason. Seeing strange things come with a price. In the end, I'm the one doing this to myself. Sounds rough, mind if I join? An annoyingly familiar voice interrupts his train of thought. He slowly looks up to see the one responsible, although reluctantly. Good morning, Hugo. Hugo scowls and turns away from him. He then gathers the files and shoves it back into the binder. Meanwhile, the tall man takes this as an initiative and sits. And sits at the opposite end of the booth. Ooh. He greets the waitress passing by and orders himself the hefty body breakfast special. What an extra plate. Dog. As usual, the wait... I need to take sips. As usual... Also, I'm gonna make sure, actually, just to make sure... Okay, yeah. I'm unmuted. I think I'd cry if I was, muted the entire time. Wait, I'm gonna just make sure something click. Okay, I'm clear as a daisy. As usual, the waitress is happy to oblige and goes back to the counter to relay his order. The man then looks at Hugo. He sees the empty cup and now jumbled newspaper clippings, all the while Hugo is trying to ignore him. Ugh, I almost burped. You really should eat something with that black coffee. Not ordering any donuts today? I'm fine, Noah. I'm just not in the mood, okay? Not even a little? There's a momentary silence between them before Noah disturbs it once more. Well, too bad for you. I ordered a big breakfast for the 2 of us. 2? As if the world could grace Noah with an even more perfect punchline, the food arrives. And it looks good. I should have... Look, food. Savor the moment of food. Okay. You know how you think you've had something, but then you realize you haven't? Last week, when I was supposed to stream Cemetery Mary, but then my internet was still dead, I was gonna eat chocolate chip pancakes to celebrate that moment. Internet wasn't back, so I realized that moment wasn't gonna come. But I still ate chocolate chip pancakes, and I've come to the realization that I've never had chocolate chip pancakes. I usually eat very plain pancakes, besides with the syrup. Usually just plain pancakes with syrup. Only once did I remember that I had pancakes with strawberries in it, and that was good, but only once. But last week, I had pancakes with chocolate chips. And they were really good. I mean, it's just chocolate chip and bread. But good. Good combination with syrup and everything. I was just reminded of that anyways. Why the hell did you order for the two of us? Just eat what you want to eat. Don't worry about me. Wow, this looks so delicious, right, Hugo? Are you even listening to me? Come on, we both know that if you don't eat now, who knows when you will. And I'm not about to let you faint again. So open wide. Noah D... my gosh. Noah... Why am I stuttering? Noah D. Leon. Age 27. A natural... Or should I say Leon? Wait, Leon? I'm thinking a different way. When you're not confident. Leonardo DiCaprio. Noah D. Leon. Okay. A natural born charmer. Just as equally persuasive as he is threatening. With a pensive look, Hugo finally gives in and eats the generous spoonful without further complaints. It's good. Right? Good food will always help cheer you up. Damn him. I got swept away again. Oh, by the way, the sheaf will... Wait, sheaf as in sheaf? As in leader? Oh my gosh, why do I forget how to say words? The chief. As in police stuff. Okay, that's it. We're just contemplating things. Sorry if I sound a little dumb. And I'm forgetting how to say... Okay, the sheaf will be out for a few... Chief. Why am I saying sheaf? Chief. The chief will be out for a business trip. She mentioned it. It will be for a couple of days. Why did she tell you that? I didn't hear anything about it. Yesterday, I think. Yesterday? She told me to sort out the cabinets yesterday. She didn't mention anything about a business trip. I guess it was a pretty sudden one. Well, I mean, she did tell me to tell you. And lucky me, I know where you go every morning. You know what? I'm not surprised anymore. Well, what do you want to do? We technically have the day off. I'm gonna head back to the office. There's a couple of boxes I didn't get a chance to sort out. In that case, I'll come with you. Why? You could just rest for the day. And pass up this opportunity to get to know you better? Quit it. After their enlightening banter, the two of them finish their breakfast, pay for their meals, and head to Hugo's car. Nice. As Noah opens the door to the passenger seat, he notices a bloodhound sleeping inside. Enzo, I wish you were close so I could pet you. The big dog stirs at the sound of the car opening and lazily stares at Noah. I'm sorry, big guy. He then closes the door while trying not to make too much noise to disturb its occupant. Colby. Oh! At the sound of his name, his heavy-lidded eyes slowly peek to see who calls for him. It is his one and only partner, his human. Oh. As if finally realizing who he is or where he is, the old bloodhound stirs up from his sleep, pounces at Hugo, and proceeds to wag his tail uncontrollably. I bark. Oh! Oh. Oh. I'm sorry, dog. Are you jealous of the dog? I'm a little tired, old dog. Good morning again, Colby. Had a nice nap? Colby, 8 years old. Hugo's most faithful and loving partner in crime, has the biggest tendency to just sleep all over the place. Noah, who is witnessing all of this from the backseat, nice, chuckles to himself. He is amazed and slightly defeated at Hugo's sudden surge of energy. Doesn't matter how many times I try. When it comes to boosting up his mood, no one can beat Colby. Nothing better happened to this dog. Or else I'll cry. Cough, cough. The Free headed back to the office. His face just the same as why do I want to read that as something else? Hugo left it. A decent organized mess. To his credit, for the amount of boxes he painstakingly went through, he believes he did a fair job. Dog? What's the matter? Okay, actually I'll be right back, because I think my dog needs to go out. Oh, and hey, Billy. Ugh, and back. My dog has left me because he decided being in the living room is better. Yeah. It's so cold outside. A lot more snow than I expected. And there was a lot of crows out, so I heard a lot of cawing. Delicious. Water. Wait, what was said before? Free headed back to the office space, just the same as Hugo left it. A decent organized mess. Blah. To his credit, for the amount of boxes he painstakingly went through, he believes he did a fair job. Oh wait, actually, before I'll put the warnings again just in case, because like I don't have it saved with the bot because I think I can finish this in a day. But if not, then there's always Wednesday. But like, oh my gosh, I copied and pasted the wrong thing. Okay. Just in case, if you need to prepare, some of these things aren't your forte, here's the warnings again. Yeah. Albeit, could have been better. Whoa, you really outdid yourself, Hugo. It looks less crowded. Oh, shut it, will you? I said I was gonna get to it. I love the dog. My heart and those eyes. Thanks, boy. Wait, I should say just in case. I don't know for what, but just in case. I really like the layout of this game, and no, I don't want to quit. I clicked the wrong one. And I just really like the textures and stuff like that. Before Hugo could continue to give deserved head pats, he noticed someone. A woman stands timidly, peering outside from the storefront. The woman appears to be a bit frantic. Disheveled and wearing ill-fitted clothes, she appears to be distressed about something. When she finally makes eye contact with Hugo, she immediately rushes in. I'm so sorry. I know that the close sign is up, but I saw you come in and I... Are you alright, miss? I need your help. My grandfather, he... Before she can continue, Noah swiftly intervenes. It's okay, we'll hear what you have to say. So please, why don't you take a seat? Noah gestures to one of the empty chairs. The poor woman hesitates for a moment before heavily sighing in relief. She then walks towards the corner of the room and sits on the sofa. Can you start off by telling us your name? I'm sorry for earlier. My name is Nina Mortimer. Oh my gosh, stutters. Mortimer. I need help watching over my grandfather tonight. Watching over your grandfather? Yes. Oh my gosh, I can buy followers? Whoa! Okay. Sorry, Miss Mortimer, but I don't quite understand. Is he in danger? I'm afraid he is. Miss Mortimer, if that is the case, wouldn't contacting the police be better? No! I've tried requesting their help, but they all gave me the same answer. There is nothing they can do about it. If only I knew who Lewis was. Lewis? Nina fidgets at the name. She looks to the side before reaching out from her bag for an antique letter. My grandfather received a cryptic message the other day. It didn't come with an address or the name of the sender. However, the only thing I did pick up was that name. As she hands over the letter, Hugo notices her hands slightly shaking. Whatever lies in this note must have shaken her this badly. Delicately, Hugo removes the content of the envelope and unfolds it. At first glance, it seems like any normal I feel like I'm having trouble reading today. Yeah, my mouth doesn't want to move like how I want it to move. A person named Lewis asking the other, Henry, to come meet him by the lake at midnight, needing to share something important with him. However, what's eerily striking about this letter is not the message itself. Rather, at the bottom of the page, a sentence far more disturbing is written. I am coming for you, Henry. Are there any other letters like this? Yes, a few of them. I thought it was a sick joke at first, but this one was different. Up until now, I've never heard of anyone by that name. Not a relative or family friend. But they clearly know who my grandfather is. If I don't do something about this, I'll lose him too. Just by uttering the words alone, Nina breaks down. Hiding away her tear-streaked face, she begins to quietly sob to herself. As an act of comfort, Colby sits closely to Nina while Noah fetches tissues for her. Hugo, on the other hand, is puzzled. This very well could have been a prank, but she seems certain. Certain that whatever this Lewis person is, they're coming. Do you want more tissues? I'll do it. I'll take on your case. For a moment, silence fills the room. Only stares are directed at Hugo, until Nina finally stands up and walks towards him. You'll take it? Hugo simply nods. Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. We're glad to help, miss. Nina. Nina's fine. Well, Nina, we'll do our best. Nina slightly smiles at Hugo before reaching into her bag once more and taking out a note. This is my address. I'll be sure to greet you once when you get there, Detective. She politely bows once more before heading to her car and drives back home. Once out of sight, Hugo turns to look at his cluttered desk. Still messy, but presentable. I guess I'll have to sort these out later again. Car, 5:30 p.m. From the ongoing downpour to the quiet hums of the car, they sit in silence. Still miles off from their destination, Hugo constantly checks the rearview mirror. Noah, who usually chats his ear off by now, sits completely still. He looks out to the passing streetlights, reserved and distant. Hey, you're a lot quieter than usual. What's wrong? This is a surprise. Have you been looking at me, Hugo? No, you idiot. You usually just talk a lot, that's all. So do you miss me talking a lot? I hear my dog. In the end, my dog finds comfort in being in my room. Oh, wrong one. Oh, where is it? There. Just say it. I didn't want to offend Nina earlier, so I kept quiet until she finished. But it's her last name that caught me off guard. Have you heard about the Mortimers? They're a pretty distinguished family. Well, they used to be. What do you mean? They've been struck with so many tragedies that over time, people began to believe they were cursed or something. Every other year, I would see a headline on the local news about one of the family members' deaths. And you know what's strange? All of them were labeled as accidents. No foul play, no nothing. Just another unfortunate event for the family. Maybe I understand why she wouldn't go to the police. She probably thought they'd perceive her as paranoid or hysterical. Or worse, crazy. I can't imagine all of this for Nina. And most of all, who knows what we'll find there. Is that why you decided to come with me? Well, partially. I'm more worried about you, though. Think of it this way. I'm the appointed driver. When you decide to do some pretty reckless shit, I'll be there to drive you to the local hospital. Besides, two are better than one. Exactly. I was fine with Colby coming with me. Ooh. Guy keeps losing the dog. Well, have you heard that 3 is better than 2? Mortimer Estate. I did not read the time! Passing through the countless dirt roads and steep cliffs, my gosh, I want to add words, there's none. The estate reveals itself beyond the evergreen. Nestled and tucked away from prying eyes, it stands tall, looming from a distance. The day I can read an entire long sentence without stuttering or stopping will be a win. Probably has happened. But right now all I feel is stumbles. But c'est la vie. Are they in the car or are they outside the car? Because that would be cold. I hate getting wet in the rain. Hugo and Noah could only gaze at the sheer scale of the mansion as they parked adjacent to Nina's car. Whoa. Wow. And to think she came all the way just to request us. It took us more than a couple of hours to get here. Maybe she really didn't have a choice. What do you mean? Come on, she's waiting for us. Immediately after exiting... Oh, they were still in the car. Enzo! You indecisive dog. I'll let you out. Immediately after exiting the driver's seat, a sudden sharp pain lays heavy on Hugo's chest. Grasping tightly at his coat, he begins to gasp for air. His gaze hazes as he leans closer to the car. Like a fish drawn out from sea, he desperately heaves. But the ache he harbors pales in comparison to a pain far more excruciating. Is it the house? No. Something far more sinister. He feels it. Someone is watching him. A piercing gaze fixed on him. Like leering at a bug and waiting to strike. Ugh. I'll never forgive you. I'm so weak! That's sent a chill. I'm easy to scare. What the hell? Damn it already. I'll save, just in case. I really like this save screen. I need to hurry or else... Hey, are you alright? Noah calls out to him, snapping him out of his fixed trance. Colby nudges his head against Hugo, whining with concern over his partner's well-being. Did you hear that just now? Hear what? That voice. It was close to my ear. Is everything alright? Oh, I'm fine, don't mind me. I'm just a bit winded out from the trip, that's all. I'd be happy to make you a coffee at the very least. If it's no trouble. No, not at all. It's the least I can do. Once again, the subtle uneasiness from Nina surfaces. But before Hugo could get a chance to look further into it, she walked off towards the front porch without saying another word. Are you sure you're alright? You sounded like you were choking earlier. I said I'm fine. Besides, we're already here. We can't back out now. Listen to me, I think you should... Noah abruptly cuts his lecture short as he noticed Nina stopping by the front door. She stands there silently as if contemplating something. I know this may sound rude, but I didn't get a chance to know your names. Well, you were pretty out of it when you walked in. I'm sorry about that. No worries. Goofy little smiles. I love how all of them look. And I just really like the well, my dog's running around and barking at something, probably playing with my siblings. What?
I'm Jen Crack Hole.
Okay, things were fine. Things were fine. I got worried for a moment when Rudder came in and said, he said crack, but my mind assumed broken, but nothing's broken. Just crack. But everything was okay. And my sister is fine. Oh my gosh, I got way worried that it was like, cause like then I realized, wait, if my dog was running around, and my brother says my sister's leg broke, he said crack, but my mind thought broke. That worried me, but no, things are fine. Yeah. A little concerned, but things are fine, yeah. Their smile. Yeah. Okay, you're Noah. Yes. This is Detective Hugo Laurent. His assistant, Colby. And I'm his second assistant, Noah DeLeon. I want to say DeLeon, but I'm not sure DeLeon. But I forgot. I only looked up Leon, not Leon. How do you say lion in Spanish? Because I know how to say it in Spanish, but I don't know if that's how you spell it. It would have an accent if it was Leon. So it could be Leon, De Leon. But I'll just say whatever flows naturally. It seems so surreal, just like a cartoon. Nina meekly smiles before turning away from them. I haven't been quite honest with you, Detective Laurent. Just like before, as if carefully choosing her next words, she decides that in this situation, words are not enough. You'll see for yourself what I mean. And with that, Nina enters the house, leaving the three to follow behind. Hugo is about to enter through the foyer when he feels a tug on his arm. Don't forget what I told you. If something happens, let me know right away. You'll be the first to know. And with that, Noah releases his grip on Hugo. Yeah. Yeah. They proceed to head in, not knowing what awaits them beyond the door. Greeted with a brightly lit hallway, Hugo notes that the interior is just as grand. Phone, flowers, man, at window. Just like the intro. Adorned with floral accents and antique paintings, it exudes an elegant charm found only in a resplendent house such as this. However, Hugo notices something even more distinct than the splendor. This house is much more terrifying inside than out. Please, come this way. Bracing themselves, they enter the dimly lit drawing room. At first glance, Hugo could not discern the silhouette situated at the far corner. However, on closer inspection, he now understands the reason for all of Nina's unsettling vagueness. Grandfather, we have guests. Oh. That does not look like a grandfather. Sitting on the armchair is a young man. He is dressed in a white collar down dress shirt, tucked with his black slacks and black penny loafers. Staring only at the window, the young man sits there dazed with little acknowledgement of the people around him. He's got bright green eyes. Too bright. Still, motionless like a doll. Grandpa, these are the people I spoke of. This is Detective Laurent. If he talked, I was so ready to do an old man voice. But that does not look like an old man. And I don't know if he will talk though. This is Detective Laurent and his two assistants, Colby and Noah. They're going to help us. Even after introducing them to the head of the Mortimer estate, Hugo and Noah could not help but feel unnerved. The man before them is supposed to be frail and older than any of them. I could still make him old. And yet, here he remains, forever unchanging. I have like one generic old man voice that I can think of, but I just don't feel like it would fit. Whatever flows, flows. Yet here he remains, forever unchanging. Forever young. I wonder if he will talk, though. They've come a long way, so I'll be making some coffee. Would you like some, Grandpa? The young man still does not reply back, never glancing at Nina or anyone else in the room, only fixed on the rain. I'll be sure to make a cup for you too. Unless they're like a family of vampires, but I suspect more ghost play. But you never know. Thinking. She then timidly gestures to Hugo and Noah back to the foyer. Bearing more questions, the two follow Nina outside. But before they leave the drawing room, I think that's his drawing, yeah, Hugo takes one last look at the young man. There is an all too familiar air about Henry Mortimer. His eyes, they're similar to his own. Whatever he must be longing for, Hugo knows it will not end well. Nina, that man. Yes, he's my grandfather, the one I asked you all to watch over. I know this is hard to believe, but... Nina draws something out from her pocket. An antique picture of a young man with slicked back hair, wearing a luxurious suit. He appears to be poised and refined. A complete contrast to the current Henry Mortimer. This isn't much to go by, but I swear he is the same person. Then why does he look so young? It happened a few nights ago. I was on my way to get a cup of tea when I heard a loud thud coming from my grandfather's room. I was worried that something fell over, so I went to go check. When I opened the door, I found him collapsed on the ground. I rushed to help him up. When I did, he looked so different. So many things were rushing to my head, and yet he felt so familiar to me. He wore the same clothes that my grandpa wore that night. And his face. I recognized his face. He just looked younger. That was the same night I found that letter. It was next to him, already opened. I'm sorry again for all of this. No matter who I went to, they either said something was wrong with me or my family. With everything going on, maybe they're right. Pools of water, dripping sounds, the letter, and now this. Maybe my family is really They're not. Curses aren't real. Detective? I think we easily get too involved in believing that sort of thing exists. In reality, the ones who fixate on it feed off of it. Rumors, doubts, lies, all of those things are what they want to become real. Deep-rooted emotions like that can't possibly be healed or fixed right away. But like a curse, these emotions drag other people down with them. Personally, I think you were caught up in all of this. But I assure you, we'll see this through. For you and your grandfather. Thank you. Good. Now our first priority is to find out more about Louis. Nina, the letter you showed us back at the agency, do you have it with you? Ah, yes, it's here. Do you mind if I borrow it for a bit? I'll be sure to give it back. Of course. Obtained letter. I'll check upstairs. Noah, you and Colby check the ground floor. Got it. Before they leave to do their own investigation, investigations, Hugo grabs a hold of Noah's shoulder. He leans in close enough for Nina to not hear. Keep a close eye on Mr. Mortimer and Nina. Especially Nina. Okay. I'm counting on you. You too, boy. I love the dog. And with that, Hugo heads upstairs, starting his investigation. I'm going to save. Mortimer Estate. After searching vigorously through each of the rooms, he knew his findings would eventually lead him here. This is it. This is it, Luigi. Hugo walks towards the nearest lampshade and opens it. Dimly illuminated, he sees the extent of how lavish this part of the house is. From customized drapes to the vintage of furniture. Everything here exudes that extravagance. But much like the interior Hugo has seen so far, he finds this one in particular reeks of it. I clicked out of the game. I get so much in the flow of like frickin' reading that like I wisp my mouse around to try and as like I wisp how I talk. And then I end up clicking out of bounds. Plastered from wall to wall, a sense of gloom lingers. It's as if the room itself is moldering, despite its preserved nature. I need to hurry. I don't want to stay here for too long. Mortimer Estate, 11:50 p.m. What you looking at, Hugo? He searches and searches, and still no signs of anything. Not one thing pertaining to Lewis. Damn it, nothing? It's as if he cleared out everything. Just blank everywhere. No, it has to be here. I'm just missing something. What are you looking for, dude? I thought my tea would be hot, but it's lukewarm and I did not get to enjoy it warm. He ponders again before remembering the letter. This is the only proof Lewis exists so far. I'll try to read it again. Maybe I overlooked it? As he takes the letter out from the envelope, he notices a change within. Bearing no foreboding fret at the bottom of the page, it looks just like a regular letter. What the? What? If you can't come, then I understand. It's pretty dreary after all. But if I can ask one last favor of you, could you keep my locket? I know this is selfish of me, but I'd like for you to have it. I'd be happy knowing it's with you. Thank you for everything, Henry. Forever yours, Louis. Or Louise. Wait. Louis. Because I know it cannot. Wait, can it? I don't know. Louis. Is this the same Louis? I thought he was the cause of all of this. Why is Louis such a complicated name, actually? I've seen it spelled both ways, but sometimes. Yeah. No, wait, no, it's not Louise I was speaking of, but there's like... Nah, whatever. Names. Louis. I don't understand. Key. That sounded like a key. But it was a click. Without warning, the sound of a click can be heard across the bedroom, as if something itself unlocked itself. I think I read that wrong. Hugo turns around and sees at the foot of the bed a chest. Unlike the other furniture, its dark and rustic features have not been maintained well. Left to rot on its own. Preparing himself, he opens the chest. Inside, scrambled together, are a bunch of notebooks and small trinkets. Hugo continues to rummage through when he stumbles across an old newspaper article. Oh, Young man found dead by the lake. Unidentified young man was found on the morning of 3 days prior to his death, according to the police. Ruled out as a suicide, police have claimed that the troubled youth drowned himself. This certainly is a tragic loss. An unfortunate event indeed. XXX comments. No claims of his body has been made yet. Could that be Lewis? Lewis. By the corner of Hugo's eyes, he spotted a bright glint buried beneath the clutter. He reaches for it. Locket! A locket of brilliant gold shines unblemished, retaining a timeless luster. Inside it safeguards a picture of a young man with glasses, smiling brightly. This must be the locket that he was talking about. It's so pretty. I'm surprised it still shines like this. And this picture. Did he put this there? No, it might have been Henry. But why? Why would he store it away like this? What should I do? Choices. Who knows what type of ending I'll get first. Well, let's take the locket, you know? I should probably hold on to this for now. Hugo's about to put everything back into the chest when he feels a wet and cold sensation crawling up his leg. What? Water? A pool of water relentlessly spreads across the floor, already seeping into the chest. Damn it, no! Suddenly the lights shut off. A scream is heard, followed by a mirage of shouts. Hugo is about to call out to Noah, but stops at the sight of pale feet before him. Oh. Whoa, that was a cool transition. Looming over him stands a tall and ominous figure. His face is shrouded in complete darkness, devoid of any human emotion. It appears as a young man, but Hugo knows that it's far from it. No. This very thing is trying to imitate a human form. Trying to be human. Hugo could only stare back. I hate wet sounds. Paralyzed with fear, he is forced to watch the horror as it slowly creeps towards him. It's just like before. The sensation of someone staring at him from within. But this time it's oh my gosh, I skipped. But this time it's drawing near. Ugh. Inching ever so close. The words to call out to Colby or Noah fail to reach out. Lodged in his throat, he struggles in pain. With his breathing shallow, he tries to force his body to move. And then it stops. Looking down at Hugo filled with nothing but malice and contempt, it speaks. Oh no. Whisper. Don't get in my way. All of a sudden, the door to the bedroom slams shut, and the entity disappears. I think we have to get in its way. Unless. The tension from his body finally releases its agonizing grip, and he gasps desperately for air. His vision blurred and breathing jagged, he staggered towards the door. He yanks at the handle several times, but it's tightly jammed. Fuck! Noah! Colby! To his dismay, he is only greeted with silence at the other end of the door. Damn it! From a distance, he faintly hears the sound of Colby's relentless barking as it gets further away from the house. Hugo rushes towards the window. He tries to pry it open, but just like the door, a heavy force prevents him from doing so. Fuck this. Frantically looking around the room, he spots a nearby chair. Is he gonna throw it out the window? But not a moment sooner, Hugo grabs the chair and starts to strike the window. Bit by bit, the window cracks get larger with each blow, splitting off smaller pieces. What the hell is this thing made of? Still trying to catch his breath, he musters all of the strength he has left for a final blow. Damn you, just break already. Clearing out the remaining glass shards, Hugo peers his head out to see any railings he can grab a hold of. However, he discovers instead the wall adjacent is covered in ivy. Despite how heavy the rain has drastically become, he reaches out for it, grabbing a handful of the vines. Oof. Carefully, he climbs out the window, gripping tightly and making sure he doesn't lose his footing. Yet, aw man, and yet to his luck, the patch of vines he clutches start to tear away from the wall. Out of desperation, he struggles to find his grip on another, but fails when his hands slip out of reach. Shit! Ooey! Clamoring wildly as he loses grip on the ivy, he crash lands down onto a thicket of bushes. Air forced out of him, he heaves uncontrollably, trying to even out his breathing. But even that is laborious. An immense pain spreads across not only his back, but his entire body. God, I'm getting too old for this. Although his body screams out in pain, he forces himself up. There's still time. I can do this. I have to do this. With staggering feet and haggard breathing, he makes his way to the place where it all started. To the lake where this tragedy starts and ends. What do you know, man? What is known and what is unknown? Finally entering through the park, Hugo calls out to Colby and Noah. Colby! Noah! Where are you? Dog. He hears faintly the sounds of barking and echoes of people yelling in the distance. He rushes towards the echoing, guiding him through the downpour. With his heart racing and blood rushing to his head, he finds his way to the lake. Drawing closer, he sees Nina giving chase to her grandfather. Unfortunately, she doesn't get too far as Noah stops her. Grandpa, stop! Grandpa! Let me go, my grandpa, he's... Nina, please. It's dangerous. You'll get hurt too. I don't care, I don't want to lose anyone anymore. Maybe I shouldn't have grabbed the locket. Considering how climbing down the window probably takes time, and falling down probably takes time. It's at that instant Hugo trudges against the water, pursuing in Nina's stead. Hugo! No, don't! Colby, don't follow, please. Please fall deaf to his ears. Not even the whines and worried cries of his partner could make him turn back. Determined, he trudges further in. Nearing the deep end, he sees Henry Mortimer gazing directly at the abyss. He looks even more frail and disheveled, as if all the life had been drained from him, surrendering it all to the lake. Before Henry could lean in, Hugo reaches out and tugs at his arm. Mr. Mortimer, listen to me. Nothing is waiting for you down there, so please come back to the shore with me. Motionless and unresponsive, he still stares deeply into the water. Okay, maybe getting the locket was a good thing. I'm trying to think. There's so many things we cannot afford to lose in our lives. And you're one of them. To Nina. You're all she has left. She needs you, Mr. Mortimer. Hugo felt it. A slight jolt from Henry's arm, as if stirred by the mention of Nina. He slowly turns to face Hugo. Oh my gosh, a voice. Sip, 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 sip. This isn't a good one to give him an old man voice. Nina? However, just as cruel and violent as the storm, Henry jerks back, wrenching his arm away from Hugo's hold on him. All of this is my fault. If only I got to Lewis sooner, then none of this would have happened. Henry inches even closer to the edge. Lewis, I'm sorry. I should have... Should have what? Gone in his stead? Gone with him? You know You know that wouldn't resolve anything. Not for you or Lewis. I read what he wrote to you those years ago. He understands if you don't want to come see him. The thing is, Mr. Mortimer, Lewis never thought anything less of you. The locket is proof of that. Lewis's locket? Yes, it's a symbol of his love for you. That's why. You don't have to shoulder all of this pain by yourself anymore. We can talk about it. About you and Lewis. All of it. Together. Hugo extends not only his hand to him, but a promise. A promise that Henry had yearned for so long. A way to forgive himself. I'm thinking about the ghostly figure. Or the figure, at least. What if it isn't ghostly? He hesitates at first. What fool believes in the deserved forgiveness? Such a thing doesn't exist. And yet, despite everything, Hugo still reaches out to him. To a stranger. Maybe he can be forgiven. Just as he was about to reach out for Hugo, a hand slithered around Henry's instead. Whispering. Honestly, I really like the style of this. Its arms unnaturally contort around him, while its head perches on his shoulder. Ah! Actually, zoomed back or something. This thing. This Lewis is no longer pretending to be human. With piercing cold green eyes, it glares directly at Hugo, mocking him, cursing him, wishing nothing but despair. We can be saved. We can be forgiven. There is only one true way out of this. I will share it with you, the most happiest of endings. Before Hugo could reach out for Henry's hand, he disappears into the water. Mr. Mortimer! Without hearing the anguished cries and despairs and desperate pleas, Hugo dives after him, into the abyss. 12:30 a.m. Plunging into the icy waters, Hugo feels shock running rampant through his body. Like spikes continuously piercing from his legs to the tips of his fingers, fiercely and unyielding. His chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his legs, hoping whichever way he goes, he'll find his way to Henry. Oh my gosh. I can swim, but like, as years gone by, I've started to grow a fear of like being in like bodies of water. And this unsettles me just a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean maybe a little bit more than this. Oh, yeah. Swimming deeper and deeper in, he sees faintly a figure slowly descending into the darkness. As he finally gets closer to Henry, long snake-like arms stretch across the void and grab Hugo's neck, violently squeezing all the air out from him. He tries desperately to wrench its hands away, but with each— oh my gosh, that is words get to me. Even if like the imagery might not be like as bad, sometimes just the thought alone gets to me. But with each struggle, Hugo's movements begin to weigh heavier and heavier. Lewis, where are you, Lewis? It's looking for Lewis. Digging deep into his coat pocket, he grasps tightly in his hands the locket that Henry kept and had long forgotten. Okay, I think it might be a good thing that I got the locket. Holding it out as it shines ever so brightly in the dark. Ah, there you are. It releases its grip on Hugo and instead reaches out for the locket. Taking this as a chance, he drops the chain and kicks with all his might to grab Henry's arm. With his heart burning and his body screaming, he swims desperately to the surface. Almost there. I just have to. As the lights from the surface begin to blur, Hugo makes one last attempt to reach for it. But his limbs worn out and his energy spent. This is all he can do. Before he loses his consciousness, he notices a figure swimming towards them, getting closer and closer. And then everything fades to black. We know nothing. Drifting along with what feels like an endless sea, Hugo courses through wave after wave, not knowing where he's going or caring for that matter. All he knows is that he's very, very tired. How long has it been since he's had a good night's rest? Well, I mean, I guess drowning is a good way to rest. Is it? No, it isn't. That's painful. It's been too long. Maybe I should take that rest now. I'd like that so much. I agree that you deserve it, but not here. I'm sorry for startling you. I just wanted to see you before I go. Louis? You've done so much for me and Henry. Thank you. No worries. What a smile. From a far-off distance, a voice cries out to him, beckoning for him to come back. Well, I guess this is it. Take care. Wait, no, the wrong person. Well, I guess this is it. Take care, Hugo. Oh my gosh. Lake. With his eyes closed and his senses still returning, he feels the constant tugs and licks of a certain bloodhound. Aww. Whining as he tries to wake up his partner. Hugo! He also hears another voice, too annoyingly close for comfort. Eyes shot right open, he jerks up. Confused, Hugo looks around before he coughs up the remaining water in his lungs. Are you alright? Noah starts to pat his back while Colby continues to whine over Hugo. What happened? Where's Mr. Mortimer? He's safe, so is Nina. They're both okay. The police and ambulance should be arriving soon. Thank goodness. Isn't there any more you have to say to me? Instead of, thank goodness. I swear you didn't listen to a damn word I said. I'm sorry, Noah. Exhausted, he lets out a sigh. He then continues to pat Hugo's back aggressively when someone approaches them. Detective Laurent. Oh, Nina. There's someone I want you to meet. Is he gonna be old? He's gonna be old! Behind her stands an elderly man. Frail and Okay, I thought my dog was gonna bark. Frail in stature, he immediately looks to the side, pensively, as he ponders to himself. Although his youth has long faded, his eyes are what catches Hugo's attention. They're no longer a piercing and vicious green. Only eyes just like Nina's. Hello, Mr. Mortimer. Oh my gosh. Detective. I never got the chance to say goodbye to him. I always thought about it every day. What if Louis lived on in this world? What if he stayed a little longer with me? It's because of that constant mindset I dragged everyone down. And I kept hurting not only me, but Nina especially. I was the one who kept hurting her. I was gonna give him a different old man voice, but then I realized that'd probably sound close to Hugo. I kept hurting her. The only one to blame for all this. But you, someone that I've never met, still went out of your way to save me. Not knowing my burdens or my faults. Thank you. Hugo reaches out to Henry and smiles brightly at him. It's my pleasure, sir. But before he lets go, Henry tugs at Hugo's hand one last time. I hope someday you too will overcome it. I like his smile. The next day, Well, good morning, Hugo. You're bright and early. Morning. With much fervor and haste, Hugo resumes writing on his notepad. Although, by closer inspection, he looks like he's going to combust any minute. Are you writing up the report? Without looking up, Hugo responds back. Yeah, for the most part. You still need to write yours too. I will. But since I haven't had breakfast yet, and I don't like eating by myself... Oh... Let me guess. 2 is better than 1. Bingo! Wow, Hugo. You're really catching on. I'm so proud of you. Aw, shut it, will you? I swear, if only I hadn't fallen off from the goddamn window, maybe my report would have been shorter. Before Noah could begin to cut the bacon, he pauses at the mention of Hugo's report. Oh yeah, by the way, mind telling me what happened to the Mortimer's window? I broke it? Well, that's obvious to me. What I don't understand is, why is it broken? Do you know how much it costs to repair a window like that? I know. It was really dumb of me. It was a really hard window to break, too, though. I'm sorry. Besides, I told Mr. Mortimer about it, before we left. Honestly, I was expecting an earful from him. And also the bill. And, surprisingly enough, he said it was okay. So what? You just called it a day after all that? Thank you so much, Mr. Mortimer. You broke it, you pay for it. Would you chill? Of course I'll pay for it. But each time I kept insisting, he just shrugged it off. He said that we already went through a lot for them, so this was nothing in comparison. Bad end, he has to pay for window. Ugh. You know what? He's right. After all we went through, I deserve at least a nap. Hugo puts down his pen and proceeds to head for the couch. Hugo puts down... Oh, wait, no. Colby follows after him. Wait, what about breakfast? I'll eat it later. It's nap time now. Heavily sighing, Noah sets aside the food on his desk and joins the other two at the couch. Aw. Dog. I'm getting old. I mean, you are old. Shut it. Aw. Colby whines, asking for head scratches. Sorry, boy. Silently, Hugo scratches the back of Colby's ear as he leans closer to Noah. You know, I'm glad that you came along yesterday. Oh? What's this? Are you getting chummy with me now? Call it chummy or whatever, but I really mean it. If you hadn't saved us back there... Look, I told you before. I'll be there whenever you get yourself into reckless shit. Besides, didn't you say this was nap time? Get some rest. You deserve it. You too. Calm silence fills the room as the three fall deeper into sleep. No big parties or celebrations. Just each other's comfort and sharing the small but rewarding night's rest. Good end. A night's rest. Nice. Okay. Considering how this goes, I think I will try to go for the bad end then. I think I just gotta leave the locket. I think it's best to put it back for now. Okay. Do I want to read through everything? Probably, because it's so short. I was contemplating skipping, but no, I still want to read, because reading is fun. And maybe I'll break out of these stutters again. Hugo is about to put everything back into the chest when he feels a wet and cold sensation crawling up his leg. What? I still hate the wet sounds! That was still a sweet ending, but I'm also kind of scared how this is gonna go. Water? A pool of water relentlessly spreads across the floor, already seeping into the chest. Damn it, no. Suddenly, the lights shut off. A scream is heard, followed by a myriad of shouts. Hugo's about to call out to Noah, but stops at the sight of pale feet before him. Looming over him stands a tall and ominous figure. His face is shrouded in complete darkness, devoid of any human emotions. It appears as a young man, but Hugo knows that it's far from it. No. This very thing is trying to imitate a human form. It's trying to be human. Hugo could only stare back. Paralyzed with fear, he is forced to watch the horror as it slowly creeps towards him. It's just like before, the sensation of someone staring at him from within. But this time, it's drawing nearer. Oops. Okay. Inching ever so closely. The words to call out to Colby or Noah fail to reach out. Lodged in his throat, he struggles in pain. With his breathing shallow, he tries to force his body to move. And then it stops. Looking down at Hugo, filled with nothing but malice and contempt, it speaks. Don't get in my way, blah, 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 blah. I forgot how I read it before. All of a sudden, the door to the bedroom slams shut, and the entity disappears. The tension from his body finally releases its agonizing grip, and he gasps desperately for air. His vision blurred and breathing jagged, he staggered towards the door. He yanks at the handle several times, but it's tightly jammed. Fuck. Noah, Colby. To his dismay, he is only greeted with silence at the other end of the door. Damn it. From a distance, he faintly hears the sounds of Colby's relentless barking as it gets further away from the house. Hugo rushes towards the window. He tries to pry it open, but just like the door, a heavy force prevents him from doing so. Fuck this. Frantically looking around the room, he spots a nearby chair. Without a moment sooner, Hugo grabs the chair and starts to strike the window. Bit by bit, the window cracks get larger with each blow, splitting off smaller pieces. What the hell is this thing made out of? Still trying to catch his breath, he musters all the strength he has left for a final blow. Damn you. Just break already. Ooh. Why did I act shocked? I knew it was gonna break. Clearing out the remaining glass shards, Hugo peers his head out to see any railings he can grab a hold of. However, he discovers instead that the wall adjacent is covered in ivy. Despite how heavy the rain has drastically become, he reaches out for it, grabbing a handful of the vines. Carefully, he climbs out the window, gripping tightly and making sure he doesn't lose his footing. Yet, to his luck, the patch of vines he clutches starts to tear away from the wall. Out of desperation, Desperation, he struggles to find his grip on another, but fails when his hands slip out of reach. Shit! Clamoring wildly as he loses grip on the ivy, he crash lands down onto a thicket of bushes. Air forced out of him, he heaves uncontrollably, trying to even out his breathing. But even that is laborious. Immense pain spreads across not only his back, but his entire body. God, I'm getting too old for this. Although his body screams out in pain, he forces himself. How old is he anyways, though? How old is considered old? Because, like, at around 60, I consider being too old. I mean, maybe not too old, but at least old. Is he, like, in his 30s or something? Anyways, there's still time. I can do this. I have to do this. With staggering feet and haggard breathing, he makes his way to the place where it all started. To the lake where this tragedy starts and ends. Ba-da-bum. Finally entering through the park, Hugo calls out to Colby and Noah. Colby! Noah! Where are you? He hears faintly the sounds of barking and echoes of people yelling in the distance. He rushes towards the echoes, guiding him through the downpour. With his heart racing and blood rushing to his head, he finds his way to the lake. Drawing closer, he sees Nina giving chase to her grandfather. Unfortunately, she doesn't get too far as Noah stops her. Grandpa, stop! Grandpa! Let me go. My grandpa, he's... Nina, please. It's dangerous. You'll get hurt too. I don't care, I don't want to lose anyone anymore. It's at that instant Hugo trudges against the water, pursuing in Nina's stead. Hugo! No, don't! Dog bark, bark, bark. Pleas fall deaf on his ears. Not even the whines and worried cries of his partner could make him turn back. Determined, he trudges in. I'm scared this is gonna end in 2 people dying. But who knows how this end will go. I think I didn't grab the locket. I'm sure I didn't grab the locket. Nearing the deep end, he sees Henry Mortimer gazing directly at the abyss. He looks even more frail and disheveled, as if all the life had been drained from him. Surrendering it all to the lake. Before Henry could lean in, Hugo reaches out and tugs at his arm. Mr. Mortimer, listen to me. Nothing is waiting for you down there, so please come back to the shore with me. Motionless and unresponsive, he still stares deeply into the water. There are so many things we cannot afford to lose in our lives. And you're one of them. To Nina, you're all she has left. She needs you, Mr. Mortimer. Hugo felt it. A slight jolt from Henry's arm, as if stirred by the mention of Nina. He slowly turns to face Hugo. Nina? However, just as cruel and violent as the storm, Henry jerks back, wrenching his arm away from Hugo's hold on him. All of this is my fault. If only I got to Lewis sooner, then none of this would have happened. Henry inches even closer to the edge. Lewis, I'm sorry. I should have what? Gone in his stead? Gone with him? You know that wouldn't resolve anything. Not for you or Lewis. I've had enough. Lewis is waiting for me. He's waiting for me to come home. Before Hugo could reach out for Henry's hand, he disappears into the water. Mr. Mortimer! This time the thing wasn't around him! Without hearing the anguished cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives after him. Into the abyss. Plunging into icy waters, Hugo feels shock running rampant through his body. Like spikes continuously piercing from his legs to the tips of his finger. Fiercely and unyielding. His chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his legs. Hoping whichever way he goes, he'll find his way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper, he sees faintly a figure slowly descending into the darkness. As he finally gets closer to Henry, long snake-like arms stretched across the void and grab Hugo's neck, violently squeezing all the air out from him. He tries desperately to wrench its hands away, but with each struggle, Hugo's movements begin to weigh heavier and heavier. Water filling his lungs as his vision starts to blur. The cold numbness spreads. Tired and motionless, he watches on as the abyss draws near, swallowing him, embracing him. Let's share this happy ending together. My fears of drowning. Simple words are enough to just make me think, and then my chest hurt because it felt, oh my gosh, the sound of water sounds really do help fill with better feelings. Like water and water and water. Yeah. But that was a fun game. that was fun to read. I enjoyed it. I really liked looking at it. And like with like that first ending, something implied being going on with Hugo. I wonder if like the people who made this game will make another one. Cause I think like this was made last year, like around October, for like a game jam. I've been like just searching through like itch.io for like visual novels just cause like I'm trying to like see how people set them up, cause I'm trying to make my own. Working on this short little project. That's basically the thing I'm starting to work on. And so I've just been playing a couple visual novels, just to like see how they have things set up and see how certain things move. And I really like how this looks and the texture of this all. And I'm glad I finished it all in one day. Because there's no chance of me getting lost in a game where I can't choose where to walk. Wednesday, I'm planning to play a game that I think I played while my internet was down because I like it. It's like a demo for it because like it's still not out. And like the creator says they plan to have it out by like this year, if not, say la vie. But I'm very excited for it. But before I end the stream, I'll post this later, but a small little announcement. It's not really a big event. Nothing really too big, just small, simple things. But I'm gonna have a birthday stream on the 18th on a Friday. It's just mostly gonna be me and Jeanette play some cool math multiple player games. Do like a little Aggie board. Depending on how many people show up, maybe like get chat involved too and stuff like that. But yeah. I think that will be it. There's only 2 endings. I really like the style of this game, because that's really what like drew me in. I really liked the cover of the game, and I'm excited for Wednesday to play above underground, because I really like that. When I played through it, I liked it, and I just want to like show others too, because it was nice. Yeah, but yeah, I'll post like the picture. Oh, and also just to say, this doesn't actually fall on my birthday, but it was the only time I could find where me and Jeanette are guaranteed to be able like to do something together. Cause like, yeah, and most likely on the day of my actual birthday, I probably won't stream because that's usually when I game with like, cousins and siblings. My birthday's actually on the 26th, but yeah, Jeanette's spring break starts like the week of the 18th, so yeah. But yeah. Wednesday I'll be playing another game. And then Friday will be like the usual art stream and IDV stuff. I think I know who to raid because I just saw them go live a while back. Where's the buttons? But yeah, thank you for all who joined. I had to step away more than I thought. But yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna read Jace. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream, and see you next time. Ba-da-ba, and ba.